to be here. I'm Patricia Jaggernaut from CP24 Toronto's Breaking News. Just being in the community, that's all we want to do. I see a lot of familiar faces, and of course, what a great cause. This is going to be a great night, and of course, with your help, we will help to heal those voices and spread the word, of course, about this initiative.
On behalf of the staff, the fundraising committee, all of the facilitators, all of those contributions that have been made in the name of Gatehouse, all of those people and all of the Gatehouse family, we welcome you and we thank you for your continued support and your presence with us tonight. I'd first like to acknowledge that the sacred land that we're on has been the traditional land of the Huron, the Wendat, the Seneca, and the Mississauga Indigenous people, and for that we're grateful to share this space. Why we're gathered here is to bring awareness to the work of the Gatehouse as well as child abuse. And that's why we are a community already, by being together and sharing this space. There is an expression that light always enters where there is a wound. And if we had to have an image for the Gatehouse surrounded by that beautiful peace garden and embraced by all of the facilitators and the director, the executive director, and all of the staff, we'd have to say this is one of the safest, most inclusive, dignified places where people can come and heal, find their voice, and celebrate their creativity as evidenced on the wall and displayed in the art. We have an amazing program and amazing people. We need the Gatehouse to continue to build and to offer a safe, liberating space so that people can know their own voice and they can share it with the rest of the world and share their light with all of us. If you take a look at the pictures, you will know that the truth that Harry Beecher Stowe says, when an artist paints, they dip their soul and share it with us. And I think if you look at all the art tonight, all of the pieces of creativity with color and texture, we are sharing amazing souls and spirits, natures and personalities and dreams all among us.
Gatehouse does is very personal to me. I can tell you that when the Gatehouse was first put together, as an old house that was being restored, my mom brought me there to help on a Saturday afternoon. So that's how long ago I first became aware of the Gatehouse. And with the Toronto Police, one of our key goals is about embracing partnerships to create safe communities. And this is such a fantastic example of doing just that. And I wanted to share with you tonight a little bit of a story of the first time I ever interviewed someone at the Gatehouse, so that you can hear about the incredible work that they do. So there was a young woman, she was 14, and a young girl, and I'm going to call her Michelle, that's not her real name, and she was a chronic runaway. And so I was working at 14 Division in our youth services, and we kept bringing her in, finding her, and then interviewing her at the station. And we would ask her, why are you running away? What's going on? I knew that there was more going on, and yet we were never able to get to the bottom of what was happening with her, and I was genuinely worried about her. The next time that she went missing, we found her, and I said, you know what? I'm going to take you somewhere special, somewhere different, where we can relax and we can talk. And I took her to the Gatehouse. And over the course of that afternoon, for the first time in her life, she shared with us why it is that she was running away. And her mom was a victim of domestic violence, really severe domestic violence, and she was being abused by her father and had been for years. And she had been a runaway for, at that point, up to 5 years. She had been coming back and forth, and we had not been able to get out of her what it was that was going on so we could truly help her with the issues that she was facing. And so that day, I will never forget that day, and I was reflecting on that as I was getting ready to come here tonight, about the incredible power of having a safe space that allows people to be courageous and brave, and to be able to speak up, and the incredible support that they then receive after being able to be courageous and to let light into what is happening into their life. And so what I wanted to say tonight is to say thank you to all the people who work at the Gatehouse, to all of you who are supporting the Gatehouse, for all of you who donated tonight. Your work is truly changing lives, and I can't say thank you enough. Thank you.
Truth tellers and advocates, and in becoming fighters, find a measure of peace with ourselves and our past. Support us in this with your dollars and your time, and be a part of bettering the world we live in. Hashtag Beyond Me Too. Way of listening to lived experience when planning interventions. We use our rage not to self-immolate, but to fuel our fight. Our mission is to ensure that other children, other innocents, don't have to go through what we went through. By undertaking this work, we reduce the hurt, eliminate the shame that never belonged to us. We remake ourselves into educators, change agents. We've been exposed to the pressures on accomplished women to succumb to powerful, out-of-control men. A hashtag #MeToo campaign on social media has shown very few have not experienced sexual assault, sexual harassment, and that many of both genders were aware that they kept silent. These are adults, all, and yet they could not prevent what happened to them, either as victims or enablers or bystanders. In spite of protections, legislation, workplace safeguards, predators stalked and brought down their prey, one after another like dominoes falling. Everyone is powerful to a child. Every sly insinuation real. And that moment when the world turns inside out, when trust is betrayed, young lives shattered, that boy or girl too often is left alone in the ruins of their hopes and expectations, with no voice, no path, only pain that will reverberate through decades. I've seen this played out in my own home, though my hashtag #MeToo would wait just around the corner. And I've seen how it twists, distorts, confuses, and continues to inject its poison long after the violator moves on. When we meet together as people with lived experience, we affirm to each other that there is no magic bullet, no way to undo what was done to us, but that there is a way to remake our image of ourselves from pitiable victim to outspoken champions. We understand that, being left to deal with the consequences of despicable acts alone, with no way to deal with the anger that is too often turned against ourselves, we can't move forward. And so we look at what good can come from the evil that was done to us. Acting together, we hone our skills as leaders. We craft our stories to touch hearts and minds. We work with the systems put in place to prevent and to treat systems which have failed us, to make them more effective and more responsive. We sit on boards of agencies that had no place for us. We teach in universities and colleges, engage with students learning psychiatry, psychology, social and community work, teaching them the value of real partnerships.